Curly toy, that's my only joy, waiting for me when I go to sleep at night. Oh, we are live! Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this week's edition of the MMA Huddle. And it's great to have you all back. We are going to be I am going to be breaking down the Rob Whittaker and Kelvin Gastelum fight, which is going on this weekend. I hope you all join in with your picks. I hope you join in the conversation. As you know, always open the comments. Feel free to let us know what you're looking at bets-wise, picks, what you thought of last week's fight. I'm just going to quickly touch on last week's card, which was obviously Victoria and Holland. And much more. We'll go into the betting side later on as well. We just had in the UK, I don't know how much people are into horse racing. We had a thing called the Grand National, which is effectively the biggest kind of betting side of things for horse racing happened this weekend too. Don't know if any of you were involved in betting, putting money on that. I don't touch it with a 10-foot barge pole because they've got to jump over 30 fences. About fences, big, massive things, really. Yeah. So, yeah, it's not my kind of thing. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen. So it's great to have you all here. I hope you're doing well. I'm going to move that microphone a little bit closer because I'm sure the audio is fine, but just to make sure it is a little bit stronger. Hope you're doing great. Hope everything's going well with all of you. Will, as always, is wanting to come back. He'll be here for the pay-per-view. He put the effort in to get here for the pay-per-views at the time being, as you might have seen, the awesome announcement. His missus is pregnant again, so Will's having another baby, so I'm buzzing for him. Kind of had to keep it all on the down low, but he was being tied up with stuff like that. So a lot of things going on in the background with parenthood. Not parenthood, sorry, the second coming, because they've already got a little one, but that's why Will's not been joining us of late. He's been tied up with responsibilities of supporting his missus, taking care of the little one. You know how, I don't know if any of you are parents out there, but that kind of can take a lot of time and so I don't want to say stress, but it's a lot of responsibility. So that's why Will mainly hasn't been here. He's released it on those social media now, so I can say it and it's fine. I can get away with it. So yeah, it's great to have Will. I'm just going to quickly retweet the boom podcast going out there, just so anyone else who hasn't tuned in and anyone who would like to join in for a bit of a giggle, bit of a shindig, talking about the fights can do so. So I won't be 2 seconds here. Pop, and there we go. That is how we do it. This is how we do it. If I get rid of the audio there, so it's not feedback on there. Audio works fine. Beautiful. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to touch on last week's card. See, I was going, in my heart, I was saying Arnold Allen, right? And I picked Sadiq Yusuff because I was looking at the tape study and I thought, judging wise, the power, they might go towards him. And I thought, and I was fighting tooth and nail that decision, and I should have went with my heart, and I should have went with Arnold, and he got the win. Huge win for Arnold Allen, 145 division. It's a great marker for him. It's put him in good stead, and he is now on a roll. He's got the best record, I believe, at 145 on a win streak at the moment, so he's on a great pedestal for that. His next fight, he maybe might get the winner of Drakkar Klose and Jeremy Stephens. I think that's a very high possibility, and I love the idea of it because obviously Arnold Allen was meant to face Jeremy Stephens, and that fight fell through, which then weirdly they fought a week apart from each other, so is what it is. But yeah, sadly that happened, but we got our boy Arnold Allen, my boy Arnold Allen, sorry, I'm buzzing for him, made up for him. I think he's a great guy, a lot of time for him in the world, and Vittori as well, putting a kind of like Derek Brunson said, he put the blueprint out on how to beat him. And he was right. You just have to get him down, control him, and away you go. And that's what you get. And Vittori did that. He got a 5-round. He got a nice decision win. Solid work. Holland wasn't really in the fight. In my eyes, Vittori's on his way now. So he's got himself. I hope he gets a good fight next. He might get the winner of this fight. There's a lot going on with the last week's card and this week's card. Can have a crossover between the two of them, so a lot can happen. So I'm looking forward to see on what's going on here. The Stephens fight is at 155. Yes, it is, Big Chef. It is 155. It seems I don't know why he's going up for the Drakkar Klose fight at 155 when he's been at 145 for every day. I don't know if that last time he fought when he missed weight, it had an effect. We'll talk about that a little bit, so we'll see what's going on with that. Oh, yeah, sorry, he won't get the winner of Drakkar Klose, sorry, but maybe get Jeremy Stephens if he won. I'd like to see Jeremy Stephens and Arnold Allen. I just want to see what happens there. I want to see how Arnold Allen handles the power, and against a cardio machine guy like that, and such a veteran, it'd be a great one for him to get in his record. Last week's card, oh gosh, I think I've got, I have, haven't I? I've been an absolute plonker. Put that on there. Okay, cool. Didn't realize I had the vibration on my phone. Mike Perry, shell of himself, lost another decision. Kind of saw Mackenzie Dern looking on fire against Nina Nunes now, not Nina Ansaroff, but I probably will refer to her as Nina Ansaroff / Nunes for a time being. There is that transition because of people who may not realize. Gamrot got the win. I did think Scott Holtzman had a chance, and I still do believe it was a right call to make. He had a good chance to get that victory there. De Castro, that dude is gopping, cutting. I can't believe how bad he is, man. That was just got starched. But Jack Shaw got an absolutely decisive win against Hunter Azur. Judging is out the window sometimes. I don't know who the hell scored it for Hunter Azur, which that judge did, but that was just mind-boggling. It was just bang out of order, and that's one of the worries you get these fighters. And this is like it kind of escalates to the issue with the UFC pay fight and win bonus, and when you get judges making decisions like that, that can cost you like half of what you could normally get. So it really is annoying, and I feel poor that it happens for fighters like this. I feel bad that they miss out on this like money. If I was a squillionaire, I would happily pay the money towards him if the wrong decision got made. You also had Julian Marquez sleep Sam Alvey. Probably Sam Alvey there. That's definitely got to be his swan song there. It's got to be his last fight in the UFC. I'd be amazed if they kept him in. I think it's a 5 in a row he's lost now. It just a lot of ramifications. John Medeski getting the W's, but he's still a tough guy in that division. So yeah, and poor decision again. Luis Saldana somehow got the nod over Jordan Griffin. Again, I don't believe that was a right decision too. Anyhow, so that's just that fight card. That's what happened there. If you want to join in the conversation when I do the breakdown, feel free to come in, and comments are open. Engaging. It's a community, the MMA Huddle. We want everyone to talk to each other as well as communicate with us. So, that's what we're here for. Now, I'm going to ask you all quickly for one moment of your time. Hit that subscribe button. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, it makes a big difference. And the like button too, that again are just right next to each other. Just click, done. That's what you need to do there, guys and girls. We're going to kick off the card with Austin Hubbard. He is taking on Dakota Bush. Now, this is a change of opponent for your boy Austin. And he's only just got this. This only just got recently announced. I think maybe in the last 24 hours or something. Because I did see, obviously, Nathan Levy got pulled from the bout. Didn't know if there was going to be a replacement made. And I enjoyed my weekends. So I didn't see any kind of thing get announced or anything getting put out there. So I didn't see this till a bit late. But I got a chance to check out some Dakota Bush. I got to say, I'm quite impressed by the kid, man. He fought on Shamrock FC, LFA. The dude is tough, man. Aggressive fighter and comes forward. Really strong guy. Here we go. UFC bet experience. Good to see you, bro. Austin, by decision, short notice, is tough kid, but yeah, not Austin level. Yeah, I've got to say, like, Dakota Bush, I think with a full fight camp, I see him being a good addition. He's very aggressive, coming forward, striking's pretty much on point. You've got also, he's got the submission games. He's one maybe downfall maybe was the ground game when he's on bottom. So if he gets taken down, he does have a little bit of a troublesome time there. Very aggressive when he's striking, very heavy-footed, plants hard, goes hard. So there is a worry you got to think about. Austin, here we go. Yeah, Austin is on the more winnable side for the 155 debut. Yeah, short notice is always a trouble, especially because it's a week as well, because your week is not... I'm sure he's been keeping fit, Dakota Bush. I think a lot of MMA fighters in the US, when the UFC comes back there, I think anyone is keeping on point, fresh, healthy, and literally on the end of the phone call saying, because they know there's going to be guys getting pulled out and girls. They know because of the situation we're in globally, there's a chance they can get a chance to go in there. So Dan and Audio and UFC betting good to see you guys. Dakota is going to gas after round 1. I think that's one of the issues you might find with Dakota. He's so aggressive and so forward coming. That's one thing you might see. You might see the gas tank go after a round, and he might actually have to do like a Derek Mina, where it's a 1 round or bust kind of fight. He can't afford to sit back. He can't afford to try and take the fight 3 rounds, go deep. You might have to, if Austin can incorporate the grappling side of things, make it dirty on the cage for a round, really start to drain that gas tank of Dakota and that short notice on him, that will start to make dividends for him in long run. I think the striking would be fun as well. What I meant for Dakota is fortunate it's not a ranked opponent short notice. I was going to say Benil Dariush, but it didn't work out. It worked all right for Hernandez on that one. But yeah, the Max Raskov fight for Austin Hubbard, like he beat him like to a pulp. It looked like he was sparring with a punching bag that wasn't returning fire. But Austin Hubbard himself has shown kind of, I don't want to say a lack, but a hole in his game with the striking side of things. So grappling definitely has a hole with the grappling. So it's something he's got to be wary of too. If you're Dakota and you're going hard and you're going for the first round, you put all your eggs in one basket, you get down Austin Hubbard and you go for a submission, there is a chance that is available. Obviously, Austin got submitted on the feet by John Selecki, so that is questionable. I was a bit dubious on that. I'm sure I would hope he's worked on something like that because he should not be getting submitted on that level in the UFC unless it's like a high-level black belt like a Damian Maia or someone who's backpacking you. But I would go towards I'd probably go towards someone like Austin Hubbard here. Austin Hubbard getting here the victory. I think that the short notice is a big factor, guys. I think that the kind of toughness that he has. Austin talked. We go about mental. About having mental count since Joe lost. It will affect him because Joe Selecki's a good fighter, but I don't think Joe Selecki's a great fighter. I know he got the win against Jim Miller, but I still think Austin Hubbard's a good addition in the UFC. I think he's got good striking. He's got good combinations. Dakota Bush, you've got to be careful, though. You can't stay in it. He's shown he's got power in that weight class. He puts his feet down, and when he hits, he cracks you hard. And you've got to see some of the guys he's hit. They get wobbled, they get hurt. So he has got that ability. Just wetting the gills. And he has got power in his hands. So as long as Austin doesn't stay up against the cage, per se, and let Dakota kind of tee off on him, I think he should be okay here. He could potentially get a second or third round stoppage after Dakota starts to theoretically. He should be gassing out by then, but I'm going to go with Austin as well, guys. I think he should be, I say favorite, but he should be a heavy kind of easier win for him in this one rather than some of the fights he's had in the past. Now, what we're going to go on to next is the 115-pound division. So obviously this fight was, Jessica Penne was meant to fight Hannah Goldie. That fight got pulled because Hannah Goldie, I think she either kept getting COVID or never got rid of it. She never recovered. Something like that happened. I'm not sure the ins and outs of it. I did see a little bit on, but I'm taking a chance on a dog if I like the tape. Yeah, Hubbard isn't a world beater. He's not. Dan, there's a couple of fights on Fight Pass from his LFA day. A couple of fights on LFA, which you can check out the first round stoppages for him. So he looks solid in that as well. So it's definitely probably something to work, something to look into there as well. Like I said, Jessica Penne is fighting Lupita Godinez. Okay, Godinez. God these knees. She is a young buck in the game. This kid coming up, she's fought on LFA, Combate. She's 5-0. All decisions bar one. She had a submission win against an Ashley Mastin. Again, early days in her career. But what I've seen of it, I think, I don't want to say I'm impressed. She's got decent cardio, average striking, average grappling. It's an ideal. This is a tough one to call because you've got a girl in Jessica Penne who's been around the block. I know she's had a long time off, but she's fought against a far higher level of opponents over her period of time of MMA. She fought Jessica Andrade, Joanna Jacek, your Carla Esparza. She's had the Michelle Wattersons. She's fought girls who are, to be honest with you, levels above what Lupita is at the present time. Now, it's not to say that Lupita isn't a good fighter in five fights' time, but at the present time, it's not I actually think Jessica Penne can get a win here. I think she could actually win this fight. I wasn't picking her against Goldie, but I actually kind of feel she's got the opportunity here to get a W. I just can't think about what Lupita's going to show. Tenacity. She'll be super aggressive. She pops. If I was her, maybe going to go for the ground and try and grapple a bit more. Try and get Jessica close that distance with Jessica Penne, because Jessica is long for the weight class. She's got the long reach and long striking. And Jessica Penne can always, if she were to lose this fight, she's got her OnlyFans to fall back on. So she's got the money coming in. As it seems, a lot of the girls are making wedge from it. I'm waiting for Diego Sanchez to jump on that after his retirement or someone like that. But yeah, we've got something about Jessica Penne. She feels like, I reckon she must be coming back to prove a point. She must feel that she doesn't want to come and retire on 3 losses on a record, and the kind of questionable Daniel Taylor fight, etc. But maybe she may just come back, get that one win, and walk out that door. So it's a horrible one with this one. Disagree with John Yell has good enough hands, and his wrestling background to beat Penne. That's what it is. I think for Lupita, I've not seen enough of Lupita though against a strong enough opponent. That's why I think she's average so far, because the girls she's fought are average at best. So for me, that's where I kind of have to judge on what she's fought. I haven't seen her be like a world beater again. Like, I suppose it's an unfair balance for Jessica because she's fought the high level girls, and Lupita's just fought your regionals. You can't compare a Burger King, £1 Burger King, but no, even McDonald's burger to a high end restaurant kind of experience. So it's a tough one here. She's trying to get more subscribers. Yeah, she is. That's what she's doing. Yeah, she's trying to get more subscribers, get that dollar bill coming in. So I'm going to go with I think Jessica can get the win here. I think as long as she can, like I say, nullify. I think you got to get it down to the ground. Jessica Penne really can nullify it that way. But if Lupita can't get the fight to the ground, I think she'll have a hard fight here. I think it'll be tough for her to get the win. But other than that, I kind of got to favor Jessica here. Just kind of age, like the knowledge, experience, the training that she's had, the kind of fight she's fought. I kind of pick over to her. And that's all it is. That's all it is, Dan. It's, if you look at some of the opponents, they're all like 1-0 and 2-0. So they're on. You compare them to Joanna Jacek, it's not even close. So that's where I kind of judge it on. And so one thing about Jessica is we can all say she is tough as fuck. That girl took an absolute pasting against Joanna, and she was still sticking around. That was pretty rough to watch. That's kind of fight that can change a person inside and out. Definitely changed Jessica's fight. Next up we have is an interesting matchup again. We've got the ladies fighting again here. I am making a mark on the time here so I can make the timestamps for the timestamp moaners. We've got Zarah Fairn against Josiane Nunes. So we have a Muay Thai style fighter in Nunes. She's coming off the regional scene down in South America. She's fought on Forza. She's fought on Sicano, I believe it is. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong because I'm not from Brazil. She's fought on the regional against regional fighters. But the fight she had, she showed good striking. She seems pretty good enough on the striking side with activity and being battle hardened on the Lupita side. Nice, bro. I like it. Lupita will beat Penne on the feet, I believe, no problem. Yeah, if she can get close that distance, as long as Penne can keep her. If Penne uses a jab, it might be a bit difficult for her. And Zarah, this girl is one of. I've actually watched her fight, Zarah, and that girl cracks. I saw Zarah fight live on a regional scene, and that girl can hit hard. Like, she is got some power. Like, I heard her hitting this other girl that she was facing, and it was everyone in the crowd. I wasn't the only one as well. It just resonated through. Everyone just kind of went, ooh. It was gnarly. It reminded me that the way she hit her opponent then reminded me of the Jessica Andrade and Rosie Sexton fight in the UFC in Manchester. And even then, it was brutal viewing that. And I was sat there, cage-eyed, just watching Rosie Sexton getting mauled, absolutely mauled in that fight. And that was again another rough one. But for me here, I think that Nunes, again, she's shown good striking in her feet, good combinations, but she is hittable. I think one of the things here that might come into play is the kind of the height and reach that Zarah has. You know, she fought Megan Anderson. She got into the UFC to fight Megan Anderson, got her opportunity, bless her, to fight at 145 because it was in the worst division I think I could ever. I think that's got the UFC's 145 women's division got to go down as the worst division ever to be created in the UFC. Not regionally, but certainly in the UFC, it's just woeful. And then she got another fight against a judoka and Felicia Spencer, who again is a featherweight. She herself is not a 145er really. She's a 135er. She's fought at 135 on the regional scenes for an exceedingly long time. She's fought the likes of Sinead Kavanagh. She's fought Kerry Hughes. She's fought girls in the regional scenes that you might have heard of if you follow your MMA around the block kind of thing. And she's a tough girl. She can go to 3 rounds. And on the UFC, the girl she's fought, she lost pretty close in the same kind of time periods. But she's got an opportunity here against a girl. I think she could beat Nunes. I think Nunes is a good opportunity. She does, man. Yeah, you've got to see, you've got to watch some of Zarah's stuff. Like she cracks. Now, I do apologize about the video playing up for somehow the Wi-Fi. They're saying the Wi-Fi is playing up. They're saying I need to connect to the Wi-Fi. That's a load of crap. Because the reason why I'm saying that is because right about 2 yards, not even 2 yards, a yard away there, the Wi-Fi box is there. It's freaking there. That I don't get technology. It's a load of pish, and it does my bouncing. It's right there. Honest to God, the Isle of Man is where I'm at, and the Wi-Fi and the internet is gopping. It's about, honestly, the people who work for those companies, they're about as useful as an ashtray on a motorbike. What is going? It's right there. I could spit on it if I wanted to, which would probably put an improvement on the equipment. So if a video goes a bit static or whatever it is, apologies. I literally can't do much more about it than I can, apart from ask for the companies to pull their thumbs out. Anyhow, going off a little tangent there, because they do infuriate me, and I like to have a little rant here and there. Zarah, for me, I know she lost 2 in a row, but I do feel that she can hurt Nunes, because Nunes, when she fights, she's kind of quite compact. She's quite close. The girl she's fought, again, you look at some of the records, she had a big win on her debut. She kind of did what I did. Her debut, she came in as a pro with no pro fights against a girl who was 6-1. So when she got the win, I did the same thing where I thought, well, my guy was I can't remember what his record was, 3-4, I think he was. And on my pro debut, bit of a mismatch, but came in and got the win, so that was good, so that was bit, but then she lost against a girl who was 0-0, then she lost again to a girl who was 1-3, and beat a girl, so it was 1-3, then she lost to a girl who was 0-6, beat a girl who was 1-0, 0-1, 3-0, and so then that's when you start to look at it. You look a little bit close. You watch the fights, which is fine. I watch fights, but then you look a little bit closer to the records, and then you start to see what the opponent level she's facing. She's going to fight a girl who's going to be tall, strong, and hit hard. I think Nunes will find it a bit of a harder outing this than she has in previous fights she's had. So I am looking forward to see what Zarah can do. I am picking her for the win here. I think the girl can go out there and cause a lot of problems with a 73-inch reach as well. That's a big reach, That's pretty solid there. So I am going to go there with it, Exactly. She's 5'2", mate, and Zarah is 5'8", I believe she is. So big difference there. Yeah, she'll look like a midget. It will. She'll be, do you know who she'll remind you of, bro? She'll remind you of Danielle Taylor when she fought in UFC, because she was just so short, and she ironically had the widest stance of feet, which made it even lower, and loved to go for that overhand right. So that's who that'll probably remind you of. Her only loss is Natalia Santos. Yeah, however, I still lean Zarah. Yeah, Pepe, yeah, that's the thing. Natalia Santos lost, but if you look at the record of the opponents, don't get me wrong, you've got to beat who's in front of you, so a win's a win. But sometimes you feel, on the regional scene, I always believe that you need to have at least 1 or 2 good, hard opponents. I'm not saying the next UFC world champ, but you need to have somebody out there who's going to test you a little bit. Maybe someone who's really good at wrestling, someone who's really good at jiu-jitsu, or really good at one area that really strong at, just to really help you get used to having a tough time. So that is what you need. So yeah, I think the height, the length, the reach of Zarah will be a bit of a problem here for Nunes. So I'm leaning over towards Zarah here. Yeah. It is better pay, man. And again, there's nothing to say wrong to the girls. You fight what you get. On the regional scenes, it is sometimes difficult to get higher level of stronger opponents because everyone's doing the same thing. They're trying to look after their fighters to get them to the big stage. So next up we have, here we go, quick little timestamp, boom, that's it. Next up we have in the 135 division is Tony Gravely against Anthony Birchak. So again, it's an okay fight. I wasn't overly stoked about this one, but it's fights happen in the UFC. You got to get on with it. You got to accept it. I think here's a big one for Anthony Birchak. Dude needs to win. Like he's come in to the UFC, came back. He went to Rizin, got cut by the UFC, went to Rizin, lost every fight in Rizin, like every fight. Went back to Combate. Perfect for him. Got a win against a guy who was far less experienced than him. Fought in jiu-jitsu competitions, did solid there. Fought like in regional scenes like your Combate, your LFA, got a couple of wins. UFC went, you know what? We'll have you back. Short nose, bang, Gustavo Lopez. Lost a rear naked choke. Boom, comes back into a grappling competition after the Gustavo Lopez fight, gets choked out. So you're seeing a couple of things with Anthony Birchak where he's trying to tidy his skill set up. I'm 200 pounds and I wouldn't be ashamed to lose to Talia Santos. Yeah, I weighed myself, bro. I'm well over 200 now. I think I'm up to 235, which is why it's Coke Zero, not full fat Coke. I'm going Coke Zero because I need to cut down those pounds. If I want to compete at 185 again, that's only 50 pounds I've got to drop. So that's going to be rough. But yeah, bro, Talia Santos is tough as nails, man. I wouldn't be ashamed. I'd own it, bro. I'd own it. Tony should win this pretty comfortably. Tony wrestling's legit. Yeah, and his sub-defense improved a lot. That is one fact you got to take in. Khabib, it's great to have you on the show. It's great to have you on, Khabib. I'd love to know your picks. Congratulations on a wonderful career that you've had. I thank you for the legitimate, insane, high-level wrestling that you brought the world, and thank you very much for all you've done in the sport. Enjoy your retirement, and obviously on your spare free time, Khabib, you're joining in to check out the UFC breakdowns that we do. That's always a good thing. Tony, again, like you said there, I've got to say, betting experience, you're dead on here. Tony doesn't win anything comfortably. He just finds it is a little bit unpretty with Tony, but that's because it's his wrestling style that sometimes makes it a little bit, I don't want to say clean, but makes it seem a bit dirtier, but he's very strong with his top game. He has got pop in his hands. The Brett Johns fight, Brett Johns, people may not, I know you've got your Tony, who's an American wrestler, etc., but what you've got to remember, Brett Johns' father was a high-level judoka, got trained by his dad, and Brett's got great judo. And that's why people were probably surprised at that fight. But I knew going in, because I know Brett really well from the regional scene. I talked to him, and he's a great guy. So that's why I knew that was going to happen. And so I don't look at that too much because it caught him off, I think. Thomas, great to see you, brother. I hope you're well. I hope everything's going great with you. I hope you enjoyed the fights at the weekend, and looking forward to some good fights on this card too, man. Shaw, Dern, Vittori, 420. Dang, that is sick numbers. I bet your ass was twitching when you heard the 20 the Azure decision put towards him. But brother, great to see that, man. We love to see people taking money home. It's good to get it off the bookies and get it in your own pocket. Yeah, Tony, for me, he does make fight. He can make fights ugly here, but Anthony's super aggressive, can throw strikes, and Anthony's a guy who likes to get in a fight as well. Seems he likes to almost get in a brawl, get things dirty. For me, Tony, I think he's going to put pressure on Anthony, get him back it up. You've got to remember as well, Anthony's been around a while. He's fought around a lot of promotion, a lot of places. He's 34 years old. And it's the time and the tear and the wear on his body. You've got Tony, he's on 20 fights and 6 losses, and he's 29. So he's got 5 years on him. He's fought more than him, but he's fought on the regional scenes, worked his way up. I think you want to see Tony here get his kind of, I want to say, marquee win, but this will be the big win for him, an Anthony Birchak win. I think that he should be able to handle Anthony well here. Birchak is going to catch him in a sub. That is the only thing you've got to look out for with Anthony Birchak is getting the wrestling on top, pinning him down, get top game, and you should be okay in this fight. Yeah, that was, well, do you know what? Azur's a tricky dude. He's fast, man. He probably caught Jack out. But, man, you've got to look out for Tony, man. He's got a strong, heavy top game, good wrestling. I don't see where he should really lose this fight. I think that as long as he doesn't slip up with the give it up a guillotine choke or something like that, which is something that can happen easily at any time, I could see him getting a W here. Tony Gravely, yeah. I don't know about him, John. Yeah, I thought about betting him, but after watching his last fight, hell no. Like we said, he makes fights dirty. He makes fights not as clean as they should be. I would like to see him not only use his wrestling, but incorporate some better ground and pound. I think if Tony could pin his guys down a bit more, land some more ground and pound, look a lot more convincing, especially for the judges' eyes, I think Tony would actually win far more convincingly. But I'm going to pick Tony in this one as well. Tony needs this. I want him to fight Brother Islam. That is a good one, brother. But sadly, Tony Gravely doesn't fight that weight class, my friend. It's 135. Islam Makhachev's obviously 155. Tony Ferguson, on the other hand, I hope Tony Ferguson fights Islam Makhachev. I love it. Birchak is black belt GBJ. He is, brother. He is a black belt BJ. But don't forget, I always say this: there is levels to black belts. As you know, like you've seen guys go, "Oh, Damian Maia's a black belt." Godinez was black belt, and we saw Godinez just cut through people like a hot knife through butter. And then Damian Maia just made him look like child's play. It's so crazy how strong guys can be in black belts and levels. It's just blows your mind. And when you got to incorporate getting hit in the face, you got to incorporate the striking side of things on the ground, pound with the body and the leg kicks, everything. Suddenly the black belts, you can work it well, but I don't think Birchak used it that well in MMA, in my opinion, but everyone's different. Yeah, I bet doing by sub, stoppage and outright, all on dog plays, was losing the night, but Dern helped save me. Yeah, Dern is a good one to help save everyone. No, I meant Tony Ferguson, brother. Well, that's good. I'm glad you meant Tony Ferguson. I love to see Tony Ferguson is like Makhachev. So I'm going to go with, I'm definitely going with Tony on this one. I think you can get a dirty win, a dirty decision win for Tony. I'm not confident on it, but we'll see what happens. So now let's go to, let's see here. Oh, there we go. That's the comment here. Khabib on the refund retirement. Oh, he's just got good taste, Thomas. Good taste is what he's got. Isn't Tony last opponent was a black belt as well? Was he? Was he a black belt, his last opponent? No. I didn't know Felipe was I didn't know he was a black belt. Oh, Geraldo Fertitas was a black belt. I didn't even know he was a black belt, to be honest with you. Did not know that. Well, fair enough then. He did well against him if he was. So like I say, next fight up, we have... I've got to do times first. Times first. Here we go. Otherwise, you'll get the time police kicking off. We have in the in the heavyweight division. Loving this one. Alexander Romanov against Juan Espino. Now, Juan Espino, I know it is, but he's, I'm not. Yeah, the free test. I didn't know he was a black belt. I didn't know he was. But yeah, I love this fight. Alexander and Juan. Yeah, I'm not Brazilian, so I'm saying it the British way. June's going in there. Oh, right, cool. I didn't know he could beat me. I don't know if he is. If he is, someone feel free to let us know. We'll quickly Google it, man. Thomas, this is a fun fight because, I've already seen I've seen a couple of people bet straight up on Espino. Again, straight away, no even hesitations. They're like, he's going to get the W. And I'm like, come on, people. Alexander Romanov is a legit high-level heavyweight. I think I've got a lot of time for this dude. Espino, bless him, man. with heavyweight division, you can get away with it. But he's 40 years old. Looks tremendous, don't get me wrong. But at 40 years old, it can maybe play a bit of factor. We had a couple of years off. Thought Jeff Hughes, the perfect kind of a guy to come against. Jeff Hughes doesn't really do grappling. Wasn't anything to worry about in that kind of way. Got submitted, off he goes, and that was him out of the way. Perfect fight. But you got a guy in Alexander who is a guy who can hit you hard. He can submit you as well himself. Heavy slams. He's just a hard, tough dude. And all his fights, he's got rear naked chokes for a heavyweight, which is impressive because they can't really get to his body that well all the time. So that was impressive stuff. He's a hard hitter. He's got great athleticism for that weight class. And he's an awesome dude to watch, Alexander. Great tape study. During, what he's doing. He's going close the distance, get you to the ground, wants to submit you. That is all he's interested in. But you can't always get away with that. That's not something that's going to shine in a fight with a guy who knows what you're going to do. He's got he's got decent takedown himself. He's going to have his eyes open. He's going to see what's coming. He's going to have the combinations coming at you. It's not going to be an easy fight. It's not going to be a walkout. Yeah, big on. Oh, definitely raging. Good to see him, man. Big on Romanov here, but very worried about his gas tank if he doesn't get the ground done in round one. Romanov does explosive movements for a heavyweight, which can bite him in the ass. Espino got stitched up with this matchup here. Yeah, but it was a fight to make. Yeah, it's a great matchup. Yeah, Romanov is dangerous hell. Gustav, good to see you as well, brother. It is a hard fight. Again, guys, anyone's tuning in, sorry for the distorted image. It's just my network provider's dog shit. That's the only way to describe them. But yeah, we've got this performance going on with Romanov at the moment. I think he's on fire. If you watch his last few fights, he's just murking dudes. He's just got so much about him. I love it. I would like to see him maybe test his gas tank a little bit more. And what I mean by that is just control it. Be energy efficient. As a heavyweight, you've got to be careful here. Let's see here. Both these guys are my guys. Yeah, I hate them matched up. Yeah, it's a hard one, AG. It is, man. It is. John was a black belt. At least he said, right, okay. Hey, bro, he said on our Instagram, we're taking it. We'll believe it. Fine. No one ever lies on it. Social media. It's all good. No, I'm sure he is. And there's a lot of guys that are black belts that I forget. Because it's impossible to keep up with the roster and the black belt call and the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gradings. But yeah, I'm actually going Romanov here. I just think that Espino will have a rough time to deal with the athleticism, the striking power of Romanov, and I think he'll have a harder time getting him down to the ground. I think that it's going to be a wicked fight to watch. I'm looking forward to it because if Espinosa gets it to the ground, I want to see how Romanov defends against a guy who's really good at submission, really aggressive at submission attempts. So I'm really, really into it big time in this one. Joe cuts too much weight. Yeah, he's huge at 135. He is, yeah. He might actually be worth being a 145 there. And that's why a lot of the guys need to go to the UFC Performance Institute, and it gives them that kind of idea of the better, smarter weight classes. Weight class, sorry, they should be in, and I think they should have more weight classes anyway. But yeah, I'm going to go with Romanov here. I just think he's got more weapons to win with, as opposed to Espinosa, who's got the one weapon. I just think he's too much of a strong character, and I do see him being like a top 5 guy. He'll have fights against Godinez, Ngannou, Rosenstruck. There's a ton of guys in there that he's going to be mixing up with, and I think there's going to be some great fights. Like the Cyril Gane and Volkov fight, that is an insanely fun heavyweight fight to watch in the coming months. Looking forward to that big time. Let's see here. Yeah, kind of Espinosa. Yeah. Sub him from the bottom, yeah, because that's where he's going to be. Okay, yeah, Romanov is bigger and stronger version of Espino, yeah. He is strong, but the dude's actually weirdly kind of he's like a fat guy who's kind of trim. He's got like a fat trim belly. You know what I mean? It's like you can kind of see the ab, but there's a lot of blubber around it, but it's kind of there. It's like a shape of fat. It's weird, but he's in shape. The dude's The dude's in there. Good. He is in good nick for a heavyweight. So let's go to the next fight. Let's quickly make note of that time. Otherwise, again, I'll get told off by people and they'll moan. The moaning myrtles. Let's go to the 125 division. Tracy Cortez is going to take on Justine Kish. I want to say I like the matchup, but I've got to be honest with you. I kind of see this as a good fight for Tracy. I think it's a good one to face against someone like Justine Kish. I do. I think it's a good setup for it because the UFC aren't stupid. Let's not forget that as well. But let's see. This is the fight I'm most looking forward to. Was thinking of betting Espino, train at ATT, but can't pull the trigger, And wrestling exchanges, I agree. We'll go down, And he is 40, bro. That is a big factor, Espino, I've wrestled the scariest dudes around the world, and he probably has the best stand-up game than we think. He might have Alberto. I'm not saying he doesn't, but we've not seen it. So the problem we have is if you've not seen it, you kind of have to go off what you've got. And I've got to be honest with you, Romanov's stand-up game is way stronger, in my opinion, watching the tapes. Unfortunately, heavyweight, an opponent can be 20 pounds heavier, big time, I think Espinosa takes it tough. It is a hard fight to call, big time, because if it stays up on the feet, you've got to favour Espinosa getting hurt and sparked out potentially. Stop fat shaming John, Everyone could be a I'm not fat shaming anyone. I like cake. I like having moobs. So I like my bacon butties with lots of butter. Quick question as well. It's a random one that you all might think, what is going on? But it came up the other day. Mrs. told me that she only butters one slice of bread when she makes me a sandwich, or in general when she makes a sandwich. Put it in my WhatsApp group, my UFC boys that I talk to, and we've all found out that secretly women have been doing us over with dry sandwiches with one slice buttered. What is that about? If you make a sandwich, do you butter one or two slices? It's a big question. We need to know. I know it sounds crazy, but I've got to know, guys and girls. Betting Cortez here, Thomas. Okay, nice, bro, nice. I feel the setup fight for Cortez. She wins here, and definite fight to fade. She gets strong competition in my opinion. Cortez wrestling is legit. It is Pepe. She has got strong wrestling. Big, big Willie has Kish. Butter on sandwich, John. How about oil and vinegar on both sides? Of course, mate. No, don't get me. I'm not oil and vinegar, balsamic vinegar. Lovely little thing, dippy dab do. But when you have like a sandwich, mate, you got to have a butter, haven't you? And it's a random question. Butter is overrated, anyways. But both. Gustav, thank you for that. Both. It doesn't matter if you're overrated. It's just you got to you don't want a dry bread. You don't want a dry sandwich. You want a bit of moisture. But like I say, I am feeling the love for Cortez, I reckon. I think a lot of people are going to be high in the fight for it. I think she can dominate the fight. I think she's showing that she's tough. She's hard to break down. She doesn't mind if she hasn't got she's outsized by girls by reach and length. She's good at closing distance. And as we saw with Justine, you get her to the ground, there's submission potential opportunities. You can outwork her in that area. The fight against Lucy Pudilova, the pair of them just were. I wasn't impressed with the fight. I thought Lucy didn't fight great. I thought Justine with the record of late of 1-3, it really is a setup here for a win for Tracy Cortez. They want to. Okay, AJ, American, so no butter, but double Kirsch like Khabib. Americans, I don't know what you guys do. I don't know. I don't know how you do your sandwich. All I know is in America you do pastrami and peanut butter and jelly. That's about all I know of that. With your sandwiches, that's all about. Oh, no. Philly cheesesteak. That's the only other thing I know. I always eat eggs and veg, which is cooked in butter. And then I had butter. So, hella buttery. I got to love some butter, brother. I'm glad we all have agreement. Honestly, it blew our minds. We couldn't believe our messages. One slice of bread. It doesn't make sense. It's a crazy conversation, guys and girls, to have. But it's a legit question to ask. Is a mismatch, Choi B? Great to have you on, Choi B. I hope you're doing well. Hope things are great with you. I agree it's a mismatch. I think Tracy just should dominate the fight with a grappling aspect. Should be able to wrestle, get a lot of ground and pound. And I think, if I'm honest, she might even be able to get a sneaky little submission in this fight. So I'm pretty high in Cortez. I do think it's a mismatch as well. But when I say mismatch, the UFC aren't dumb. They know she's a brand. She's got a lot of attention on her social media. kind of like Paige Van Zandt. They used Paige Van Zandt, milked the cow as much as they could, got her to where she was going to kind of hit her ceiling on a skill level set, and then they get rid of. So Tracy Cortez, again, she'll have a ceiling. They'll get her there. They'll do what they can with it, and then they'll ship her off, bring on the next one, keep the train going. Kind of how the UFC work. Don't feel bad for it. It's just a business. It's not ideal. Adam, great to see you, man. Kish has some weird wins, though. She does have some weird wins because she's kind of tough and can out it if you stay on the feet a bit with her. Kish gives up her back and scrambles. Yeah, Cortez sub, liking that one as well. Cortez is instant model, but she's legit. That's what I mean, bro. That's why the UFC love it when your Rachel Ostovich, your Kaylin Currans, your Paige Van Zandt, all these girls out there on the social media with a high level of kind of attention. UFC want it because it brings eyes to them. And that's what they're doing. It's all about marketability, bringing the numbers to UFC, bringing the money to their pockets. Cortez skill set wrestling is rare in women's, and Kish athleticism declined. Yeah, Joy, that's it. It's just time. It's a bitch, but it catches up with you. And for Cortez, I think her wrestling's solid, and I think she'll do well in this division. But don't get me wrong, at 125, she looks good there. She looks like she'll do all right too. So I'm looking forward to seeing how she does in the next kind of matchup. Kish, she should win, and I'm hoping we'll see a good one after that. Look at this here, loving it, Adam. Cortez Villaturno for hottest actual good women's MMA fighter. Oh, so you're adding skill and attractiveness. I like it, Adam. Very good question. Miesha Tate was good. Whoa. Miesha Tate was a legit good fighter too, bro. So I would throw Miesha Tate's name into that mix. And Gabby Goss. Oh, yeah, Dern as well. There you go. Pepe popping up the Dern. Oh, Moyes, you're not your cup of tea, And also, who's the other? Gabby Garcia. Don't forget Gabby Garcia as well. She's legit skill set. Need that Cortez Blanchfield rematch, mate. Blanchfield in the UFC now. I know the fight got pulled, but with Blanchfield in the UFC, it'll be good to see what they do with him, man. Yeah, Diana Agora. Yeah, okay, here we go. And Misha had. Dern, that is Dern's new label, bro. It is, yeah. Dern, Taylor's Cortez, highly skilled, trying to fight. Yeah, it's annoying. A lot of them, there's quite a few out there. See, when you see the group chat kicks in, those names start flying through the roof. Man. And next up, let's go to, I don't even know where the hell I'm up to in this fight. Fug Rose, highly unrated. She is definitely rated. She is highly unrated. But when she has the skinhead, it's kind of like, it's cool. But when she had the long hair, I don't know if anyone has seen it as well. If you all remember when Rose had the long hair, there's the video of her singing the Disney song and then waking up. Pat Barry, her fellow, with the boxing glove and punches him in the face. One of the best videos I've seen. Brilliant one. With the dump. Yeah, Ostovich was the biggest hit point. Well, no, skill set wise, yeah, Kaylin Curran was woeful. Like, that girl was bad. Like, she was rough. Let's go to the next fight with Gerald Meerschaert and Fabiński, man. I'm looking forward to that one because I think you've got a guy in Fabiński who's got one style of fighting, and it works. It's annoying how much it works. Page fan, highly skilled. Kenneth, highly skilled. He's a highly skilled dancer, I suppose. Oh, yes, and of course, big condolences out to DMX passing away. I'm sure everyone out there, big DMX, man. I just had a thought there about DMX music kicking off because I saw some social media posts about it, walkout music and DMX. I've got a lot of DMX on my kind of album track because my workout music is, man, just get you pumped. I've got Meerschaert by Triangle off his back. See what, Adam? You're going for Triangle? Have you seen the size of his bloody shoulders of Fabiński? Doesn't John low-key look like Birchak? You see, he hasn't got the beard. He's got a beard, Birchak. He has, kudos to him, he has got a beard. But I'd have to do this, bro. Look, I'd have to tuck it in a bit more. I'd have to, jeez Christ, look, I'd have to do that, I'd have to tidy up the beard a bit. But then when I release it all out, it's all fluffs up, and there you go. I get this big fluffy beard out. Here we go. Let's go on here. Fabiński, was in a trap fight last time. Yeah. This will make us call. Yeah. Okay, let's have a look here. Fabiński game plan, take down. Yeah, take control. It is. Gerald Meerschaert is a 1 round. Like, trying to see Birchak. you shit houses. There should be sub is on the table, bro. I agree. Meerschaert sub is a huge one out there because you and I both know, guys, that Meerschaert is slow in the first round. He's always slow off the blocks. Fabiński ain't really a finisher. He's a lay and pray. He's a blanket. He's boring to watch, but he gets the jobs done. And another thing is, who was it? Which UFC heavyweight guy was it? Was it? They did the same thing, had the same way of fighting, and got cut by the UFC, and he was winning. He was on a win record, went to PFL, and they got stopped. It's going to bug me now. But he did the same thing. High-level wrestler, got the guys down, lay on prey on them, and didn't do much else. And that's exactly what Fabiński gets away with it, yeah. He big time. June Adams did that. No, it's another dude who's like it's actually a high-level wrestler. Fabiński GM3 isn't that dangerous off his back. Might as well sprinkle round 1 and 2 because Birchak will gas and get ground and pounded. Yeah, well, that's the thing with Fabiński, guys. You could always just go for over 1 and 3 over 2.5 rounds, kind of betting online there. Smash, yeah. Well, Fabiński might smash him into oblivion if Fabiński wants to bother getting some ground and pound in. But I really think Meerschaert as well, you don't see him often fight the takedowns too strongly. He's kind of happy to go off onto his back. And that's where I feel he'll lose rounds. And I think here, Fabiński, I think he'll get the W, guys, with that submission, not the submission game, but the high-level kind of high-level grappling that he can show where it's tenacious. It's a high tenacious level of grappling where it's constant, it's on top, it's kind of unbearable. Fabiński is a kind of low-key dude who does well at it. Like, he got armbarred by Andrei Nunes, but he's a really strong grappler. Michel Perez got the guillotine choke. But the Darren Stewart fight, the Mech fight, the Ubina fight, and the McLennan fight, you had like guys like that. It's suitable fight. They're suitable fights for him. I feel like that you get that with Gerald Meerschaert. I think it's a suitable fight for it as well, man. I don't know who you're talking about, John. Going to look up PFL Ross now. Honestly, he's going to do my absolute bunting. He was a really good wrestler, laid and prayed heavyweight guy. In fact, I feel like looking it up as well, guys, because do my head in PFL. What were we in 2018, Ross? There you go. Let's just. I don't know what year it was. It's gone back a couple of years, guys, because obviously we've had COVID and the PFL haven't been around for that long. Let's go to PFL season. There we go. When I say his name, I swear you'll all sit there and go, yeah, that's it. That's who it was. Josh Copeland. God darn it. No. Gerard Rochold. That's it. Gerard Rochold. That's who it was. He was doing my bouncing, guys. Gerard Rochold is the guy I'm talking about. Fabiński isn't a meathead. Win here is possible. Gerald can't take punishment the way he used to. Yeah, he is as durable. Obviously, this Marcel Gomes. Sorry, bro, wasn't him either. Here we go. Jordan Johnson. No. When GM3 sub anyone off his back lately. Don't believe so, no. Lance Palmer. No, bro, heavyweight it was, yeah. Like I said, Gerard Rochold. Buzner got it. He was so boring, Rochold. He just got you down, got on top, and that was it. And the UFC cut him, and he was on a win, and they didn't give him the contract. And that's exactly what you get with Fabiński. I'm surprised if he gets a win against here, they might even still want to cut him because he's just kind of like, Yeah, Adam, if you don't know Gerard Rochold is, I would say watch it on UFC Fight Pass, but I'm not mean. Don't watch it. It's crap. I can't put it. He just gets on top, and that's it. He's not really exciting to watch. He's boring, and he'll if you want a good bit of footage to watch before bed to help you get to sleep, watch Gerard Rochold, man. Yeah, he is a very good wrestler, but man, he was pants at that. Yeah, he was very good. Very, very good at that now. But yeah, on this one, I'm going to go Fabiński. I think he can get the W on that one. Now, I'm going to go here. Let's quickly make another quick note of the time, guys, because if I don't, like I say, Moaning Myrtles will kick in. Love a change of opponents here. So we've got Andrei Arlovski coming along going, I'll take a short notice fight because I get paid wedge against Chase Sherman. Now, Chase Sherman had an opponent who was probably perfect for him in Parker Porter, a guy who was short, fat. And when I say fat, I'm not fat shaming. Do you know what, Dan? I'm not fat shaming again, bro, as well. Just give you a heads up. Parker Porter is fat. There's no way about it. The dude, mate, he jiggles at the start of the round, and he doesn't stop jiggling until the end of the main card. Like, dude is massive. Lost, I think. Then he's swiftly cut him. Yeah. He's a Joe Russell. Sherman Chase Sherman is a nightmare. Yeah, he is brutal to watch, brother. He's so bad to watch. Chase Sherman, again, he is so annoying to watch because I've interviewed Chase Sherman, lovely dude, but he just puts himself in the dangerous places, man. And I get it. It's the entertainment business. If you entertain, you get rewarded to an extent. But as well, at heavyweight, you can't afford to get rewarded all the time with getting your head caved in. Now, kudos to him. He went to UFC, lost a couple of fights, won a couple of fights, and then lost 3 in a row. And the UFC said, look, you've got to go. And he said, fine. Went across to the promotion Island Fights, which is on UFC Fight Pass. Did the job there. Won 3 fights there. Kudos. Went to bare knuckle fighting. Had a couple of fights there. Anything to pay the bills. He lost to Joey Beltran, who was an old veteran of the UFC. Lost to him in decision. Then he came back into the UFC after his and then fought Ike Villanueva, which I've got to be honest with, that fight I was dreading it because it's just an awful fight to make, isn't it? Like, I like Sherman, but I've never bet on him too risky. And so is Arlovski as well. Adam, he is risky. Arlovski, even in this day and age, man. Maybe UFC pulled the fight or will cut you on Arlovski like they did JTS. This is tough, man. Exactly, yeah. Bare knuckle boxing, baby. Yeah, it's with Chase Sherman, he's very aggressive with striking. We've seen these days with Andrei Arlovski, he's very tactical with his fights. He's very smart about how he fights. He's had 50 fights now. He likes to be patient, avoid any kind of heavy hits. I think he should be able to avoid. I think Arlovski should be able to avoid what Chase Sherman's going to throw at him. You know, I think he can really fight dirty. Yeah, Parker Porter was wearing a sumo suit to go viral. Yeah, he's not fat, bro. No, he's just big boned with meat and gravy on him. Chase Sherman, he's an aggressive fighter, but he can get hit on the counter. His range that he doesn't manage very well. He ends up getting hit with shots that he shouldn't theoretically be getting hit with. I feel that Arlovski is just a wily, strong, knowledgeable vet. Knows how to avoid a lot of damage. I know Arlovski came up against Tom Aspinall. I've got to be honest with you. I mentioned in the Tom breakdown I did then, Aspinall is going to be a top 5 dude as well in the heavyweight division. He's fast, hits hard, and solid Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu background. He is legit. Aspinall's legit. Chase ain't legit. There's a different level of kind of gravy here. I'm 90% sure this fight will be a split decision. I think it'll be a rough decision. Arlovski fights safe. It's heavyweight, but he only his best strikers. Yeah, got Arlovski out there. That's what it is. Yeah, Parker Porter sounds like a fat name. Parker Porter pies. That's what he should sell. He should sell pork pies, shouldn't he? Parker Porter pies. The best pies in the game. But yeah, I've got to go Arlovski. I have to. I know it's short notice step up, but obviously Arlovski trains a lot. He's always trained ATT and stuff. He's got the guys. Parker Porter. Yeah, that's a good one, bro. I like that, Parker Porter. I like it. Sherman by KO. He'll march forward and get it done. Yeah, youth will overcome skill here, unfortunately. Strong pick there, Dan, I have to say. And anyone else who's watching, by the way, feel free to comment, join in. Let us know what you're looking at, the picks and the fights, etc. Always happy to have everyone join in. And it's always Khabib time. It's not Hammer time. It's not Chico time. It's Khabib time all day, every day. But yeah, I'm going to go with Arlovski here. I think he's just a solid dude to fight at heavyweight. He lost to Rosenstruck, Saki, obviously Aspinall, Tuivasa, he got decision loss there, but he does somehow pull off these wins against like the likes of Chase Shermans and stuff, and I think it's a suitable fight for you, man. Oh, you meant Arlovski time, bro. I'm with you. Sherman has nasty elbows. He does. I'll give him that advantage, but he's bad at distance management. Yeah, the clinch game he is fine with, but Arlovski's just, again, he's just shrewd. He's smart with his decisions in that way. He's just smart like that, you know. I think Arlovski's just going to outwit him, outthink him, and just basically outfight him for the whole shenanigans of it. So I'm definitely going over towards the Arlovski side. Here we go. What's going on here comment-wise? I'm missing out. These all jump up, you see. Sometimes I just get a blitz of them. Alkotsky for the win. Pepe, I like it, brother. Daniel Porter looked like he ate Brian Kelleher. Bless him. To be fair, his only losses are against legit fighters. Exactly. He doesn't lose to bums, Arlovski. Well, he doesn't get the kind of fighters like that. Interesting matchup here, though. 185 division, I believe it's to be. Razak Alhassan against Jacob Malkoun. You know, that one. Well, first when the fight got announced, I kind of thought, Jacob's dropping down to 170 because obviously he came into the UFC against Phil Hawes, didn't do well. I thought, good idea, drop down to 170. That'll work out well for you. But then I find out he's actually going up to middleweight, and I was like, ooh, that's a bit of a questionable one. He has missed weight a couple of times. Maybe the UFC said, we can't have you, Alhassan, fighting again and missing weight. And he's probably took it on the chin, listened very well, and said, look, I will go down a weight class and fight down lower. That's not a problem. But even though it's a different weight class for Alhassan, I cannot pick Jacob Malkoun. He is absolutely gopping. He's absolutely woeful. I know Alhassan got stopped by Chaos Williams, who hits like a freight train, and Lazare picked him apart a bit, but Alhassan did really well in the first round. I don't know how you can pick Calhoun here. I don't care how bad Alhassan has been for the last few fights, missing weight and stuff. Malkoun is so bad. I don't know how you pick him. Alhassan, round 1 KO. I got to go with you, Razak by ground decision. You reckon decision? Okay. People think this is easy clap by KO, but after Razak's last fight, I see him grappling. That's the crazy thing about it, Adam. What blows my mind, Adam, is that he doesn't grapple enough. He's a judoka, and he's very good. He's a very high-level judoka, but you don't really see him use it. He just likes to stand and bang. Sometimes guys fall in love with their hands. He could use his hands here, Alhassan, and could have a far better time with the fight. Alhassan, first round KO all day. Pepe, nice again. And you see Razak isn't a big size advantage here. Yeah, it's not a big size advantage. Now, don't get me wrong. He'll feel fresher. He'll feel good here. His wrestling is zero. Khabib, you're right. There is no wrestling. There isn't any. I'm sorry, brother. It's judo today. Razak is huge. He is a big, thick set dude, but I think he'll just kind of fit the 185 kind of casual weight. He'll probably come in at 185 on the point. Possible live on Malkoun Hassan gases, but most likely not. But he KO him. He will, Khabib. I agree, Khabib, he will. I am definitely high on Alhassan on this one because Jacob Malkoun is gopping. I still don't understand how he got signed to UFC. I don't know what they saw in his fights. Even when I watched his regional fights, I don't know what they were watching. I just can't get my head around it. I didn't think he was anything special. He had a couple of boxing bouts, big whoop. He fought opponents. It's just like Virgil van Dijk's brother, Christoph van Dijk. He beat him in an MMA bout. Who cares? That was close. Nearly dropped that. Nearly dropped my arse then as well. Yeah, it's a tough one now. I just don't understand it. Let me go here. There we go. Let's go here. Adam Rose, Malkoun got a gas before Razak. Rogue Strummer. Boom. Good to see you, bro. Big boys, yeah. Razak has super fan. Yeah, super fun. Razak hits hard and he is fun to watch. Everyone has a bit of fun with him, bro. The problem with beating Alhassan, he just loses every time he fights. Last couple of fights, bro, I agree. He hasn't looked great. He had a long time off, and he hasn't looked right. Maybe he might, but this is the perfect fight for Alhassan to win. I can't see Jacob Malkoun ever competing in the top 15 division of any weight class. Here we go. Let's go here. What's going on, brother? He trains with Whittaker. That's the only reason he's here. And that has to be because he's not bloody good. And isn't hard. It might not. Do you know what? He said he had stuff going on outside that may affect him mentally. Could have a problem with him. Yeah. Any wrestling advice Khabib? Yeah. Any advice Khabib is from him is gospel. We need to hear you need to hear what he's got to say. Giving Razak a layup to get back on track. He's fun to watch. I agree, NBC. I think that if you can get Razak the win, get him to the Performance Institute, sort out his nutrition, get him at 170 again. It'll be a great, fun fight to watch when Niko Price back in the cage. I think it's fun. My advice is just more people. Very good, Khabib. I love it. That is the technical aspect that I love from this man. Malkoun is trained upon Robert Whittaker. Yeah. Okay, super. And then obviously on the same card together, Razak will have major speed advantage too. Yeah, he will. I don't care that Malkoun's on a bit of boxing. It won't matter. He's getting slept, in my opinion. If I see that Alhassan has lost that fight, I will go knock on Alhassan's door and say, what on earth are you playing at? Do you have any idea you lost to a bum? No offense, Jacob, but you're not that good. In this division, I think he should get battered. Every fight, if he gets a third fight, I'll be amazed. Hopefully, it'll be like another quick finish for Razak. Because you got to remember, Lazare got hit by Razak, and it was a good few hits he landed on him clean, and it did hurt him. So I'm sticking towards that, man. I'm going Alhassan big time with this one here. Here we go. Yeah, doesn't deserve to be in the UFC. It's kind of like certain fighters got in because of who they know. Gastelum, Kish, yeah, always seems to be out of shape. I think the 185 might help him because he's not cutting a big weight cut. Because obviously, you got to remember as well with age, cutting weight can be a bit harder. I suppose I'll throw, because you got to think 2018 and then he fought in 2020. So a 2-year gap where he didn't fight. Obviously, a couple of years older. You know, he's 35. So that doesn't seem like a big gap for a fight, but for your body, it can be. And that weight cut down to 170 was tough anyway. So maybe the weight cut is to the point now where it's really hard, like kind of like Johnny Hendricks couldn't get down to it. Kelvin Gastelum couldn't get down to it, and even Robert Whittaker couldn't get down to it. So maybe that's something to take into account for Alhassan. Maybe he feels that 185 is the only weight class he can go into now because the 15-poundage drop is big. I did 170, felt like a rough as a badger's arse with worms, and then I went to 185, and I just feel so much better at 185. It sounds crazy, but you feel rejuvenated. You feel stronger for it, So, yeah, it is one of those ones. Forever rooting for more Niko Price fights. Yeah, man, he is. Nico's just a fun dude to watch, and he's balls deep, and it's going to be KO for someone, and he's a good one to watch. Yeah, just watch Phil Hawes KO him. Yeah, filthy. Yeah, man, Phil Hawes just murked him, and it was just not even close. It was embarrassing to watch. Malkoun's going to prove you wrong to be in title contention for next year, John, or not. Dan, he honestly wouldn't shock me if he then fights, Rob Whittaker, title defense against him or something. Oh, man, I'd be gutted. But look, we're going to go to the next fight. There we go. Do you know what? I didn't realize. There we go. 57. There we go. Look at that. Didn't realize how long we talked about one. Do you know that's the worst fight on the card, possibly? One of the worst fights. And we spoke about that the longest. Not a bad thing. Don't get me wrong. Next, we're having a 145 is Ricardo Ramos against Bill Algeo. I love this matchup. I think it's a really fun fight to make, man. Ricardo Ramos, really good, entertaining dude to watch. Lovely skill set. A lot about him. Bill Algeo is a fun dude again. Multiple skills. He did well against Spike Carlisle in that one. He showed a lot of calm. Skill sets. He showed a lot of calm behaviors in it that really showed improvements, especially because the Brendan Loughnane fight and Dana White Contender Series, where he just got schooled. I thought he did way better there. Yeah, Chin would be better at 195. Yeah, 185. I agree, bro. I agree. Razak trains a lot with Kamaru. Kamaru Usman, yeah, he's in cut weight now. So, yeah, that'll side with him. Yeah, it's cool. Ramos for the win. Didn't Lamas. No, Ricardo Ramos. Not Ricardo Lamas. Gustav, my friend. Very similar name in Algeo's opponents since last time. Yeah, Ricardo Lamas to Ricardo Ramos. Yeah. Yeah. Algeo going to spend it on his back mostly. So you're picking for Ramos for the takedowns. Yeah, I think obviously with the loss against Laurent Murphy, who did really well in that fight, got the ground and pound finish, superb stoppage of him. It's a bit frustrating, but if you look at what he's done in the UFC, he's fought a lot of dudes. Ramos performed really well. I think Bill Algeo against Spike Carlisle. You have to with Spike Carlisle. You just had to get past that first round. You know, he just blitzes himself, goes crazy for the takedowns, and that was a big sign. The takedown defense wasn't quite there, so that's something that I think sticks out a lot as well. Algeo, Ramos finds a way to lose mostly, and I rate Algeo. Ramos, another 50-50 fighter. Well, guys, I'm just going to throw it out there. Let's go to his UFC tenure, which is here. He's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fights in the UFC. He is 5-2. So he's doing good in the UFC. 5 wins, 2 losses. That's not bad. I've got to be honest with you. When you look at Bill, he's only 1-1 in the UFC. So I know they're obviously way different there, but it's going to be interesting to see what we can get out of these guys. Let's have a look at Algeo. Look damn solid against Lamas. Yeah, and he had him rocked. Yeah, for me, though, Ricardo Lamas, his chin was definitely weak, and it was definitely vulnerable, and he was hittable, and you could have stopped him potentially in that fight. Despite Carlisle win, he did well, knew that he'd get past the first round. Once he got past the first round, he started to apply his game, was landing good strikes. With Ricardo, though, you can see he has got nice fancy kicks, shiny kicks as I call them, or shiny striking. And what by that I mean is it's not there to hurt you. It's there for the judges or the fans to see it and go, woo, and it scores on there because it looks like you've done something big. I think he could tidy up his game a bit more, pick those strikes a lot better and have them actually as effective strikes. He landed like a spinning back fist a little while back. Good strikers. Yeah, top strikers really hurt him. And you get hurt. How much good balance share striking, grappling game. He does. Yeah, he has, mate. That is one thing. If you know there's a hole in their game, you have to take advantage of it. Jared Gordon did it. Shane Burgos has done it against him. Brendan Loughnane just outclassed him. There's a lot of things in that fight you got to look at. And when you think that he beat Spike Carlisle, Ricardo Lamas lost. Fair enough. Take that. Is what it is. He beat Tim Dooley in CFFC, who was 9-7. Then you start to look at the picture. You think Bill's a good fighter. I like his skill set, I like what he can offer. But I do favor Ricardo Ramos in this fight. I do like the way he fights. I like how good he is as a fighter. Lay and pray. Nah, I wouldn't say lay and pray. He's a submission kind of guy. He'll go for the submissions on that one. I'm just bitter. Ramos cost money. Oh, my third ever sports bet. I woke up seeing Sedin Magomedov. Dude, Sedin Magomedov's a good dude, man, hitting his hands, yeah. He's a solid fighter, bro. And I can see why I get a bit bitter. I've been bit a couple of times by fighters. I have to admit, I'm a little bit salty on them when I watch them fight. Because you win fights I think they shouldn't have won, and then they lose fights that I probably bet on. So this fight will be the opposite of Lion Prey. Yeah, I think it'll be a very interesting fight. Yeah, I'm going to go with Ricardo Ramos. I think he might get a submission in this fight. You know, I think striking pair of them would be good, cancel each other up, but I think Ramos will get the fight to the ground, and that's where we'll start to see a slight difference in the skill sets. I think you'll see Ramos being able to get a submission attempt in there, and I think he should be able to get the fight out there. So I'm definitely high on Ramos with the submission. I think that's probably where the strongest side of it for him to get the win is as well. So definitely going towards Ricardo Ramos in that fight. Now, let me just quickly write this next one down. There we go. Here we go. Next fight up, guys and girls. We have Luis Penne against Alex Munoz. In 155, Luis Penne, I've got to be honest with you, I think he's flopped a bit. I still am not impressed by him. He was meant to fight Drakkar Close. I thought he was going to get. I thought that was a rough fight for him, Drakkar Close, a kind of a style of fighter. Then I thought, oh, got a new match. Who's he got? Alex Munoz, who's solid as a grappler, not good on the feet. So the kind of opposite of what you want to have. Weird to think that Malkoun still KO a normal guy. Yeah, he'd absolutely smoke him. Yeah, I'm going with Mike Perry's best friend. Yeah, Luis Pena here. It's for him. He's got to keep the fight in the feet. He's got to keep the striking going because as you saw with Alex Munoz when he fought against Nasrat, he could not stop the striking. Didn't have much head movement. Took really, really tough licks. Kept going. So don't get me wrong. Alex has showed he's got a chin, which is also combined with his conditioning. Did really well in that fight, but I'm still kind of tentative about where and how far Alex Munoz can get. Obviously, Uriah Faber will say to him, Luis Pena's there for the takedowns. It's open. I want to bet Alex Munoz really bad. I've seen people bet Alex Munoz already, but this game didn't work. Yeah, he can do anything else. He's a one-trick pony. I agree. Worthy, striking on the feet, was able to kind of worry Pena, was able to get submission. Favola, uber aggressive on the feet, incorporate grappling aspects. Trezano was able to outskill him. You've got to remember that Luis Pena's only beat Steve Garcia, Matt Wyman, Stephen Pearson, and that's it. That's all he's beat so far in the UFC, who are UFC-based guys. Like that's not a recipe for going woo. Alex Munoz did well against Nick Newell. He's a high-level guy as well. I know he's only got the one hand, but he's a good fighter. The goat of never winning a UFC belt, Uriah Faber, always so close yet so far. But I kind of see Alex Munoz getting the takedowns because I just think Pena's he hasn't got a strong takedown defense. I don't feel he's that good at stopping takedowns. I feel like he sometimes lets the get to the ground because he relies on his dexterity, the long legs, the long arms to threaten submissions, whether it be off his back with kind of triangles or arm bars, etc., or maybe sweeps as well. I feel he relies on that. Alex Munoz, when he gets on top, though, he's got a strong ground game. He has got a heavy top game and can apply it. I don't know. No, this isn't the co-main event, brother. I believe the Drakkar Close and Jeremy Stephens fight is the co-main event. So don't worry. Unless that fight has been pulled in the last minute and I've not seen it, I'll be gutted if that fight's being pulled, the Drakkar Close and Stephens fight, because that's going to be a fun one. But it's a fight there. I see that it's going to be, and again, it's another weird one. Close got pulled for COVID, then he's able to fight on this card against Jeremy Stephens. I don't quite get it. I don't get MMA in this. I don't get it. NBC toughest fight to call. I'm going to go here. Co-main. Yeah, you're right, did say, yeah, co-main. I thought it was just a typo that he put Coco. Luis Pena he's 8-3, money 6-1, yeah. Fight night cards, though, Adam, you're always going to get a kind of stuff like that, but you got to remember as well, Luis Pena's got a little bit of, I say marketability, but he's got a little bit of a following, so it will help for people who want to tune in to watch the fight as well. That's something you look at. Hardest hitter, 145-pounder. I've got the vibe for Munoz that he's a winner. Pena will have to be perfect to get this done. I think Pena has to keep the fight at the feet and apply the kind of Nasrat kind of style striking, but he's not that kind of striker. I think he'll land on Munoz, but I think Munoz is going to take a lick or two to get in, get the fight to the ground, and then get those kind of heavy top game going and really start to get the points on his back. So I'm going to go with Alex Munoz on this one. I kind of feel like Alex Munoz can pull this one out. I feel he's got the skill set to do so. So my pick is Alex Munoz. I think he can go for the win here. Now, next up we have, now Adam, it's the co-main event. It's the co-main event now, bro. So don't worry. Not the Coco, but the co-main event. Pena's a gross striker, yeah. I see him sleep. Munoz in a second. Woof. Okay. Coco Diaz. Drakkar Close and Jeremy Stephens. Now, if you want a fight that's going to be fun, I think you've asked for it right there because you've got a guy in Draka Close who comes forward, he's aggressive, he'll throw, and as we saw in the Beneil Dariush fight, the dude will go back and forth, and if he gets put down, he gets put down, or if he puts you down, he'll put you down. So I love this matchup in that sense. And for Jeremy Stephens, he needs a win badly, like crazy bad. You know, you lost to Jose Aldo, don't get me wrong. Listen to this list of opponents he's lost to. Jose Aldo, Zabit, Yari, and Calvin Kattar. Like that is the top of the food chain, guys in that division. He's lost to all three of them. But he's still a super dangerous guy to fight. You know, he's not a bum. He's not an easy one to take. You know, he's not an easy one to get past. He's a legit fighter, hard as coffin nails. And when you look at the guys outside of the top level, he kind of does well against them, like your Josh Emmett, your Doi Hu Choi, your Gilbert Melendez, your Barrows. You've got your Dennis Bermudez, Darren Elkins, you know, Honey Jason. You know, your list goes on and on. He does good. He does solid work. He's a veteran. He's been around an exceedingly long time in the UFC. And it's 100% clear that for Jeremy Stephens, that chance of getting the belt is gone. Stephens pretty much lost all fights that go distance. Not enough output. Always looking to KO shots. Rarely lands. But the problem you've got with Draka Close, you've got to remember, Draka Close likes to stand close, strike. He likes to actually grapple a bit. He likes to get against the cage, a little bit of dirty boxing kind of style fighting. He likes to get in close to guys like that. But you've got to remember with Draka Close, he's fought, I'm going to just ping off the names here. Bobby Green was his best win, possibly. Lando Venata, nah. Lost to David Tamer, nah. Mark Diakese lost that fight, which I thought he had a chance to win. So he beat Mark Diakese, sorry. He beat Mark Diakese, which at the time was a good win. But then you've got like Evan Powell, Christos Gigios, and he got an upper level guy like Beneil Dariush, got hurt. Stephens going into 155 again is no problem. He'll feel fine in that division. But brother, if it's buffering, I apologize. Like I say, the internet provider is bollock. They're just crap, bollocks, shite. They're awful. Stephens is out of his prime, but I think he can pull this one off. That's what we're going to look at. Yeah, Draka Close stands. Yeah. Oh. I do love dad jokes. Don't get me wrong. Dad jokes, I like him, bro. So Adam, I'll give you that one. The real problem with Close is that horrible tattoo of Birchak on his chest. I thought Bobby Green beat Close. No. He beat Bobby Green. He beat Bobby Green decision. But in the fight, yeah, it did look like Bobby Green potentially won that fight. But hey, all I'm saying is Jeremy Stephens, he's still a very good fighter. I know he's on the end of his tail end of his career. Dangerous, can hit hard. He's got great cardio. He can go for days. And I think at 155, he might see a little release in him that helps him get the W. I'm going towards Jeremy Stephens here. I know he's lost 4 in a row, but he's fought such high-level guys for the longest time. I think Draka Close is a good fighter, and I think he's a solid dude. I just don't think he's a top 155er. I don't think he's a top 145er if he were to ever be at that weight class either. If you try to compare the guys that he's fought, I just don't see it. Here we go. That's a Michelin Wrestling Game team tattoo. Oh, is it? Bro, I wouldn't know. Unless they might have said it in commentary, but there's that much stuff said these days. If I kind of don't always hear it. But yeah, I just can't go Jeremy Stephens, bro. It's nothing against him. Sorry, no, I can't go Jack Close. What was I saying? I can't go Jeremy Stephens. Even though he's on the tail end of his career, I feel like this is a good win for him. If he gets the win, maybe say that's a good end. It's a good way to finish it. You know, if you're Jeremy Stephens, just take it, take the W, walk away and be happy. But he might not because he's on 28 wins at the moment. If he gets another one, he's on 29, and he gets another win, he's on 30. So you might want to round it off from the 30. If you're a bit OCD and nuts like that, he might be that way inclined. But I've got to go Stephens, man. I just feel like he's fought the higher level guys over time. He's just been there, man. If you don't know, you know. And Going to the main event, guys and girls, this is the one I'm really super interested to see who you all pick. Let me just quickly again jot down that timing, otherwise I will forget. This was meant to happen, was it 2 years ago? I think it was like 2 years ago, wasn't it? When like Robert Whittaker, I think, was the champ. Awkward. Yeah, 2 years ago. There you go. Bloody hell. Look at that. 2019. Was meant to happen a while ago. It didn't happen. It's happening now. I kind of feel bad for Kelvin Gastelum because they're not fighting for the belt. So we're just fighting for a fight. But we've got Kelvin Gastelum against Whittaker in this matchup. Whittaker all freaking day. AG heavy on the Whittaker side. Here we go. Robbed by decision. It is a 5-round fight, so it's a big factor to take into account. We've seen Kelvin Gastelum is tough. You know, the Israel Adesanya fight, he showed a toughness there. Then he had another 5-round fight against Darren Till, which was a good, that was a tight fight. And Manson pulled out an insanely quick heel hook, which just caught me and everyone else out of the blue. It was a really good stoppage. And then, like Kelvin Gastelum said, like he was having a rough time of it, didn't know what he was going to do, was really in a tough spot with this one. So, Gastelum, man, he might be able to get some takedowns, but sheesh, that's kind of a reach. Yeah. Kelvin, round one is always dangerous. He's fast. He's powerful. Yeah. Heart says Whittaker. Brain says Whittaker. But he doesn't love a fat guy being a champ. Hey, power to the fat guys. You know, like our Roy Nelson, beloved Roy Nelson, has to be robbed, but mentally prepared for Gastelum to somehow shit in my pie. I want Kelvin by upset, but Bobby Knuckles, no game. Okay, Khabib, I like that. Okay, well, Khabib, you got to remember, Kelvin is managed by your agent, so I can see why you pick Kelvin as well. Michigan national wrestling team, but national wrestling teams are for like nations, but good to know. Yeah, I know you've got Michigan State is a very good one. Iowa, I think it's Iowa, something like that. There's a handful of good states of the wrestling. So I do know a couple of them. I just don't know the tattoo, like the emblems or signs. They say the names, I recognize it. I don't obviously being British. I'm not British actually. I've just lied to everyone. Apologies. I'm not British. I'm Manx, but I'm in the UK. It's technical bollocks, but I'm not British. Kelvin Gastelum, though, you know, he is on a real knife edge with his career, isn't he? Let's be honest, because the dude went and beat Michael Bisping, which was a big thing for him. Bisping was like super short notice, just got stopped like a week earlier. It was the stupidest fight Bisping had ever done in his career, in my opinion, and did that and lost. Then he got a split over Jacare, which propelled him. But don't forget he lost to Chris Weidman. So whenever he gets those fights against those upper echelon guys, Kelvin does fall short. Let's go here. Boom. While we're going out here, bro. Kelvin really needs to go diet and go back to welterweight if he loses this one. Yeah. He's put in comparison to 185ers. In the States, all of them will come together for big team tournament. Yeah. And also, it's NCAA wrestling, isn't it? Yeah. The college wrestling tattoos for Team Michigan. Oh, man, come on, lads. I'll keep tabs on them now. Actually, I'll keep an eye out for his tat and make a little mental note as well for future reference. With Robert Whittaker, he's been the champ. He's had the belt, held the belt for a while, partly because he was injured all the time. But if you look at the likes of Brunson, Jacare, Yoel Romero. Whew, that dude is a freak of nature. If he was your dad, you'd be like, Dad, if I don't have your genes, I'm going to cry. Israel Adesanya lost him. Fair enough. Cleanly got sparked out there. Darren Till fight came back. Whittaker, good performance. And Jared Cannonier. I feel that Whittaker, I think everyone else I'd like to feel has got the knowledge that he's just got that championship level skill set. I still believe Yoel beat Whittaker. Khabib, I think everyone believes that Yoel beat Whittaker in that fight. But I think one of the lucky things for Whittaker is that he's got a style that doesn't work well for Kelvin Gastelum because he's evasive. He's good on his flight and his feet. He throws good strikes, straight shots. He's powerful. He's got decent takedown defense as well. And look at the old Mel fight, man. That dude pulled out some good defense, reversals, getting back to his feet. Actually, bro, now I can say it's a horrible Michigan national tattoo, which is an outline of the state of Michigan, right? Look, I'm kind of going towards Whittaker quite heavy on this one. I just think he's just an all-round stronger 185er than Kelvin is. I know the pair of them went down to 185, and then he's obviously come back up so 170 to 185. And I just feel that Whittaker's a far more accomplished, suitable 185 than Kelvin. Kelvin, if he bothered, I don't know how he would be now because obviously he's tried to fit himself into the 185 division. So he's obviously tried to put mass. He's tried to work out more, get some size on him. So I'm not sure how cumbersome it would be to get down to 170 again. But he's far more accomplished. He would have been 170. I feel here in this fight, he might be a bit outpowered. I think he'll have a tough time getting in close to Rob Whittaker. As long as Whittaker does the evasive movement in the first round, starts to get the feel for it, I just feel he should be able to manage this fight really well and pick Kelvin Gastelum off during the whole fight. I think you'll see a frustrated Kelvin. There's levels to the game yet, and Kelvin's stomach to Whittaker's, there is levels to the and the stomach levels are different too. I think Kelvin can have a frustrating time in this fight. I just think he's going to have a tough time closing distance, landing those strikes that he wants to get, because you've seen now Kelvin over the years, he likes to throw the combinations, likes to mix his strikes up. I just think he's going to have a really tough time getting those combinations landed. Dude, I love Mexican food too. I love a burrito. Get me one of those burritos in me any day of the week. But, boys, are you going to go Kelvin, or are you going to go down and put shrimp on the barbie with Rob Whittaker? That's the question, bro. Where you going with this one? But, yeah, I'm going to favor towards the Robert Whittaker side. I think that experience, the high level that he's shown in fights, I think it will really come through here. I think Kelvin always is going to fall just shy of the upper echelon of the 185 division. I think there's some guys, he's just always not going to be there. I think he's only just short of it. Kelvin, round one, KO. Power boys, you're a powerful man with your powerful predictions. I love seeing stuff like this because I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that. I agree that everyone's allowed an opinion in the MMA game. I pick fight predictions that are wrong. Everyone fights predictions get wrong. It's okay to pick them wrong. It's just a prediction and a thought and what you see. So, yeah, I'm going to go Whittaker, guys. I just don't see it going any other way, man. I think it's going to be a hard day for Kelvin to get a fight win. But 2 years in the making, you never know. Kelvin might have seen stuff about Whittaker a while back, and he's just putting into plan now to get the W. I don't know. Who knows? Whittaker might know, and Kelvin might know how to beat each other because obviously they're prepping for each other a little while back. I'm looking forward to it. That's all I'll say. Let's go on now to the betting side, okay? So again, I'm going to go to the betting side, but if you haven't already, as I always say with the betting side, hit that sub button, okay? Join in and be part of the community that we have here. As you can see down below, everyone likes to have a chinwag and talk. I'm going to go to the betting odds, see what we've got here. I haven't got like your prop bets or anything like that. I've just got your straight bets, so I'm going to go off what they have here. Tony Gravely is minus 310 to Birchak plus 240. Bit of a gap, that's a bit steep. That is strong there, but I can see why Gravely's the favoured fighter. Interesting one in the bantamweight division. They've got Nunes over Santos in the bantamweight one. Zarah Santos is a plus 110 against this Nunes, a minus 130. So if you want dog money, I'd jump on that pretty quick there. That's a good one to go for. I think you might see the line change during the course of the week. Lightweight division, it's not Nathan Levy anymore, so they've not updated that. Awesome. So I haven't got the Austin Hubbard. Austin Hubbard was minus 130. I don't know what Dakota is. I haven't got those odds there. They haven't updated it, regrettably. Sorry about that, guys. But that was only just announced, so they might not have the odds out yet. But if anyone has any odds, feel free to put them in there if you know what they are. You've also got Fabiński going on Gerald Meerschaert. Now, Fabiński minus 130, Gerald Meerschaert plus 110. That line might change to a pick 'em. But that's good enough money there for Fabiński at plus minus 130. Jessica Penne is plus 235. And they're going with Godinez at minus 300. Man, that's crazy dog money again. Penne's a good one to go for on those odds. You got Alexander Romanov minus 180 and Juan Espino is plus 115. Again, that'll be a pick 'em come fight night. Cortez minus 240. Kish is plus 190. Spot on. Easy pickings there. You use Cortez in a parlay. Ramos is minus 110. Bill Algeo is minus 110. Pick 'em. Nice. Either way, straight better than any of them would be solid. Luis Pena is minus 140. Munoz 115. Again, potential dog money. Jump on that. Alhassan lost 2 in a row. Minus 300. Crazy. Jacob is plus 235. You got Arlovski minus 133 against Chase, who's plus 110. Again, odds are going there for Arlovski. I think you could put good money on that one. Stevens minus 145. Draken Close plus 120. So even though Stevens lost 4 in a row, they're still, and he's going up a weight class, they're still favoring him, man. No, that's crazy how big of a gap that is. Whittaker minus 260. Calvin plus 120. Again, play it safe. Be smart with your money. Don't waste it. Next week, we'll be back. We've got UFC 261 with 3 title fights on the line, as we know. We've got Usman against Masvidal rematch. Willie against Rose. And you've got Shevchenko against Jessica Andrade. You've got Chris Weidman and Uriah Hall. You've got Anthony Smith, Jimmy Crute. To be fair, pretty solid card. Brendan Allen against Carl Robertson. Who else you got kicking off on his card as well? Any other fun ones to pick out there? Dwight Grant, yeah, he's on back there. Randy Brown, Charles Oliveira. So there's some good fun cards there. Again, as always, here we go. I've been waiting to ask, who do you like in the Nebkov Davies fight in Bellator? Yeah, super good fight there, Thomas, man. I kind of always like Davis, man, because he's got such a good fight IQ, and he's learned to use his length and reach a lot better, and he's got a hell of a wrestling background. Man, and he looks. I've been watching on social media as well. He's looking like a different animal at the moment. I'm kind of favored Davies because I think he's still got a hell of a skill set about him, man. Nemkov, Whittaker, Cortez, Parlay plus 201. I like it. Nemkov could honestly. I don't see why he can beat Phil Davis. There's nothing out there that suggests he couldn't. So I'm not saying he wouldn't. I'm not saying he won't. So I'm kind of, picking Davies just on experience and kind of knowledge. We've also got who else you got? You got Pettis against Clay Collard, haven't you? I think it is, and the PFL one going on and stuff like that as well. So there's a ton of fights going on there, guys. So ton of fights going out there lately. So looking forward to all those kicking off too. But yeah. Phil Davies, he's a veteran. He could get it done, but Vadim, isn't it? Vadim Nemkov? Yeah, Vadim Nemkov. I know he smashed Bader, but he's on a run. But Phil Davies got a split decision against him last time, didn't he, as well? So, but I'm going to go Davies' revenge. Davies' revenge. Let's go for it. Again, thanks for tuning in. It's been a long one because we've had a lot of fun talking. It's been great interacting with all of you. As always, bet safe, enjoy the fights. Love each other. Spread the love. Feel free to like if you haven't already. Subscribe. And again, enjoy yourselves. I'll be back next week with Big Willie style. I love you all. Have a great one, everyone. I was almost like a Nazi sign there. I mean, how's that? Yeah, sign off that.